Greetings and welcome to another episode of Shop Talk down here at Page 3's Game Zone. I'm Nathan Varney.
And I'm Aaron Sawyers.
And today we're going to be taking a look at Age of Ultron versus Marvel Zombies, set in the Secret Wars battle world. This book is set to go on sale on Wednesday, June the 24th, 2015.
Indeed.
Writing is James Robinson, and primary art is Steve Pugh.
Pew pew.
Pew, pew, pew. This book
It's good.
let's just jump right to the end.
This book's good. We're done.
This book is set in
Battle World.
Battleworld with
At the Shield.
Hank Pym,
Okay.
the Hank Pym,
The Hank Pym.
Yes.
Not just any Hank Pym, but
like almost like an old, like a Wild West, like Hank Pym.
You know, at first I just thought maybe snazzy dresser, but then the woman comes out and she's got like gunslinger outfit on, Wild West. So, and then you got Morbius there with his big armor on. So
Yeah. But so Hank Pym has been apparently has tried to dabble with creating a clockwork man,
Yeah.
as he called it, a robot.
And apparently tried to collect vibranium.
Yes.
And
Doom
does not like it in more abundance at one place, so
he sentences him to be thrown into over the shield, into. Normally they just throw them over apparently, but for whatever reason, some strings were pulled so that Hank Pym could choose his where he was dropped.
his old boo.
So yes, so he had the choice between the Deadlands, which is where the Marvel Zombies are, the Perfection, which is Ultron's city,
And
or
wherever the Annihilations are, because they don't have a name.
right. And Annihilus doesn't have a name for his place.
Yeah.
Who knows why? And that's, I think, a direct quote from the book.
Yeah, because who knows why.
Yeah. Of course, he chooses Perfection.
Yeah.
It's Hank Pym. It's Ultron.
He mentions that it's sweet irony that he was trying to build a robot and got put here, so he would like to see one of these metal men actually alive
Before he dies. Not to glaze over too much of the book, but most of what happened in the book was conversation between Hank Pym, his lady friend, and her name I'm not actually sure that they even mentioned in the book, and Morbius as they're walking the shield.
I guess we've got to go back, but the first part is Tigra actually running around and talking about how
Killing zombies
Yeah,
in the Deadlands.
how she used to be a baron and apparently threw a coup.
Attempted
a coup,
and then she ended up,
Yeah, and then they threw her in the shield, and she's never been happier.
Yeah.
Because she loved killing the zombies.
So you see there's some really cool splash pages in the very center of the book and the page before where the Ultrons, it talks a little bit about the Ultrons, how they came into power here by killing the Avengers, and you see lots, even X-Men dying and so forth. So kind of gives you just a little bit of setup to maybe some things that have happened in the past involving the Ultrons, involving the zombies prior to events here, but things that have happened on Battleworld in the past.
And I love the way they showed at one page they have an image of Ultron standing, and then they have
and that's when they introduce and lead right into Hank Pym.
And they're basically the same, standing in the same manner,
Yes.
the same stance and everything, standing right beside it. I thought it was fantastic.
So they go through. At the very end of the book, like Hank Pym thinks that he is, he's about to get taken out. He's about to get eaten by a zombie owl and zombie rhino.
Yeah. Which he was talking about on the way. He was talking about how he can't wait to see a robot and be killed by a middleman because that's the way he wants to go, and it'd be irony. And then he's like, and then the last thing I wanted to see Was zombies.
So, but right before, I guess as they're leaping at him, they get blasted apart,
Annihilated him.
and then the very last, yeah. And I thought to myself, well, that's funny that you should mention that, because I actually thought maybe this is where they're going to pull an Alice in. And then, as it turns out, you flip to the last page, and there's the Vision, the Human Torch,
and I didn't recognize
the original Human Torch again.
The shirtless Human Torch with it's like camouflage, but like combat jeans and
right.
boots.
He's been referred to as Toro. I don't know why his name's eluding me. I was going to jump to the last page here and see, because it's going to aggravate me. It doesn't actually say right here. But nonetheless, the original Human Torch, who's been he's been in Battle World before, but he's there with Vision and Wonder Man, Simon Williams.
Wonder Man.
And they ask him, they're like, "Hey, you're the Hank Pym," and they ask him if he would like to change the world.
Yep.
Which, talk about, more, I don't know, irony. I don't know if that's the appropriate use of the word here, but nonetheless, they're asking the original creator of Ultron if he'd like to change the world.
Oh, yeah.
So, that certainly took me by surprise to see the three of them at the end of this book.
I actually say I did not expect. What I expected to happen was zombies jump out, Annihilus come in and destroy the zombies, and then some Ultron swoop in and kill the Annihilus.
When I saw the solicitation for this book, I was like, man, no, like it was not a book that I had planned on purchasing, or subscribing to. But, we were looking through some books that we were planning on reviewing, and it was like, well, I mean, it's the first issue of this. I'm going to thumb through it at least and just see, does it look like it's even remotely interesting, more than just, all right, well, Ultron robots are punching and, destroying zombies, and their zombies are ripping apart Ultrons, and Annihilus swarms are somehow in the mix, and it's like just senseless, just
being a general nuisance.
Yeah, I was like, but man, this is really, really interesting.
Oh yeah. And that's actually what I expected. I was like, okay, it's gonna be zombies versus robots. Here we go. But this throwing him in there has been a real loop, and then to add those three in there.
So I'm just wondering. I mean, maybe you're going to shake this up. This Age of Ultron, Ultron versus Marvel Zombies. Maybe the Ultrons are going to wipe out the Deadlands in Battle World. Maybe. They could.
Yep.
I mean, if anything could go in and destroy hordes of zombies, it's hordes of Ultrons.
This is true.
So, and that's not to say that they're, that I don't necessarily think that they're going to eliminate the Deadlands, because I actually kind of think this is a really neat part of this world. But it's certainly very possible that there could be some throwdown between them, which would be a pretty neat, purdy.
It's a purdy neat thing.
I'm picking up on Hank Pym's dialect here. Purdy neat. It could be a very interesting part of the story.
But if they get rid of the Deadlands, where's Doom going to send his traders?
That's true.
The sun?
Yeah. Can't throw everybody into the sun.
I know, right?
It's for you, Shane Blackburn. But they also made mention in here, and I think you might have touched on it earlier, but that this almost out of time Hank Pym, that all the various domains of Battle World basically have that there's lots of different time periods. Mm-hmm. I mean, just outright mention about people and places basically being displaced from time.
Oh yeah.
So, which is, of course, goes along with the whole, various and sundry universes and
Yeah.
existing all, and
Doom
how
full-
time is not linear, but it's
Yeah.
as they've even mentioned in Secret Wars, it's like a tidal wave.
Yeah.
You know, so but outright came out, you know, just are making mention of, you know, like even the characters realizing that they aren't necessarily on the same technological footing as other areas of Battle World.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was very interesting, and I hope they go and expand on that as the stories go. Maybe not necessarily in this book, but certainly this book will be a great place to do it with the characters that are in here. So
Definitely another Secret Wars book it's done fantastic. I've loved it.
yep, this I'm definitely going to be subscribing to this book after having read issue 1. Because there was quite a bit that was going on. Actually, you know, several little things that it was like, oh, okay, all right. By the end of the book, I was like, yep, I'm definitely glad that we sat down to read and review this book, and that I didn't just say, well, it's just going to be another zombies book. You know, not that there's been some fun Marvel zombie stories. Don't get me wrong. It's just that. And that's to say it's just another zombies book, not necessarily another Marvel zombies book. But it was a really good read. A really good read.
I would definitely buy this from page 3 Game Zone.
I'm going to give this... give this 2 ants up.
2 ants?
Yes.
2 Ant-Mans?
No, just 2 ants.
Just 2 ants?
Mm-hmm.
I will give this 2 No Twigs advertisements in sight up.
All right. Well, and I guess just to say, I don't think we actually mentioned this. Art,
Beautiful.
great.
Yep.
Really good art, and
Especially
and a really well written story. So, good job. A couple of really nice splash pages here.
Especially that.
Yeah, it's not interrupted by an ad or anything.
Look at that. No twigs anywhere on this
2
page.
consecutive glorious splash pages. For the next page there, if you flip it,
Yeah.
it's another just really nice splash page. So, good job. Just good storytelling. I really look forward to issue 2 of this book. If you've read the book, let us know in the comments what you think about it. If you haven't read the book, take a minute to sit down and check it out, and then let us know what you think about it. What are your thoughts on what you think might happen in issue 2? How did you like the characters, the choice of characters, or what did you think of the art? And I look forward to checking those out.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
so and hearing what our viewers, you guys, think about some of the books that we're taking a look at. So I guess that'll finish us up here for another episode of Shop Talk Dinner at Page 3's Game Zone, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Marvel, for not selling out the twigs.